Sitare GYTI awardee. Our first awardee, Arjun BS from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, developed an intraoperative probe for brain tumor margin delineation. Our next awardee, Alekhya B from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, developed a microsensor integrated intubation catheter for chronic airway management. Our next awardee, Pankaj Shivhare from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, developed a design and development of hollow polymeric microneedles for controlled drug or vaccine delivery. Our next awardee, Deepika NP from the JSS College of Pharmacy, Ooty, developed an environment-safe antimicrobial phytoabsorbent pads for sanitary and hygiene products. Our next awardee, Ruchira Nandeshwar from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, developed ProCare Prognostic Point of Care Monitor for cardiovascular disease management. Our next awardee, Barkha Singh from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, developed rapid detection of bilirubin using cationic multifluorescent carbon quantum dots as a fluorometric probe. Our next awardee, Asharani Patel from the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Delhi, developed genetic characterization and development of endophytic microbacterium-based binoculant for rice blast disease management. Our next awardee, Sukirti from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed digitization of manufacturing process of Indian sweetmeats with tailored functionality for harnessing food safety and quality. Our next awardee, Siddharth Vishwakarma from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed development of process technology for instant soluble skim milk tablets. Our next awardee, Momita Roy from the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Mohali, developed enriching methane content in biogas through CO2 conversion into acetic acid via microbial electrosynthesis. Shrishti GYTI awardee. Our first awardee, Ketki Bachal from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, developed lithography-less, frugal and scalable microfluidic device for drug recovery and drug screening applications. Our next awardee, Harini Gunda from the Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar, developed novel boron nanoadditives for improving the performance of solid propellants. Our next awardee, Arun Kumar Gupta from Tezpur University, Tezpur, developed battery-less electrochemical sensor for quantification, removal of naringein and determination of maturity of citrus fruits. Our next awardee, Chandan Taru De Modak from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, developed drop impact printing. Our next awardee, Jayapriya US from the Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pelani, developed development of completely 3D printed microfluidic device with reusable bioelectrodes for enzymatic glucose biofuel cell applications. Our next awardee, Mopali Chakraborty from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed design and development of a low-cost milk tester. Our next awardee, Sanjeev Kumar from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed a low-cost pocket-sized digital microscope. Our next awardee, Rahul Agarwal from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed point-of-care spinning disc for complete blood count. Our next awardee, Mukesh Bajia from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed development of lightweight, cost-effective soft body armor using indigenous technology. Sitare GYTI appreciation. Our first appreciation, Jannu Rajiv Narain from the CVS group of institutions, Mahabubnagar, developed a low-cost automated bone mill for delivering graft particles of definite sizes. Our next appreciation, Chandan Kumar Jha from the Indian Institute of Technology Gandhinagar developed an intelligent hand rehabilitation and assessment system for stroke patients. Next appreciation, Divya Bhaskaran from the Indian Institute of Technology Madras developed design and development of phased array applicator for hyperthermia treatment of locally advanced breast cancer. Our next appreciation, Sujay Kumar Biswas from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed nucleic acid testing based low cost portable rapid diagnostic device for detecting viral pandemic infection at the community level, from saliva to solution. Next appreciation, Govind Kumar Ballaganavar from the Institute of Bioinformatics and Applied Biotechnology, Bengaluru, developed a diagnostic kit to minimize risks from the micro TESE procedure while differentiating non-obstructive versus obstructive azoospermia. Our next appreciation, Priyanshu Raj Srivastava from the Indian Institute of Technology, Jodhpur, developed design and development of post-surgical rehabilitation device for temporomandibular joint disorder patients. And next appreciation, Ashutosh Tiwari from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed ultra-low-cost instrumented foot pressure insole for gait rehabilitation in locomotor dysfunction among differently abled and other clinical populations. Our next appreciation, Surjendu Maiti from the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, developed microfluidic immunosensor for point-of-care testing of beta-2 microglobulin in tear. Next appreciation, Parag Jain from the Columbia College of Pharmacy, Raipur, developed processing of citrus limata seeds as industrial waste into acariciidal agents for controlling cattle tick. Next appreciation, Falguni Patnaik from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed technological transformation of integrated biomass conversion process in the rural context for the production of handmade paper from the locally available common reed Phragmitiscarca in Chilika Lake of Odisha. Our next appreciation, Shweta Menon from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, developed a point-of-care device for heavy metal ion detection in body fluids. Our next appreciation, Rathin Joshi from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, developed a neonatal hearing screening headband for brainstem and cortical response extraction. Our next appreciation, Yogesh Singh from the Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar, developed a wearable interactive Parkinson's disease assistive device, WIPAD. Our next appreciation, Isha Rana from the Institute for Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, Bengaluru, developed identifying inhibitor of PI1 to develop a potential therapy against fibrotic diseases. Our next appreciation, Akshay Hegde from the Institute for Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, Bengaluru, developed a novel approach to cure the chronic diabetic wounds. Shrishti GYTI appreciation. Our first appreciation, B. Sri Sai Ramya from the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, developed osteoinductive personalized bone grafts by 3D printing of novel natural fiber reinforced composite for maxillofacial reconstruction. Our next appreciation, Chiranjit Bhomik from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed design and development of a trans-illumination imaging to detect breast malignancies and correlation of results with mammograms. Next appreciation, Chirasmita Panigrahi from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed development of a novel low-cost non-thermal process technology for preparation of shelf-stable sugarcane juice. Our next appreciation, Sumit Kumar from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, developed an electrolithography tool for high-throughput pattern generation. Our next appreciation, Rishabh Shukla from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed a modified trickling filter, a solution to water crisis in India. Our next appreciation, Anusha Vuputuri from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, developed an efficient deep learning technique for automated ischemic stroke detection, assisting radio diagnosis for reperfusion therapy. Next appreciation, Ankit Nagar from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, developed grey water sink for portable and non-portable uses. Our next appreciation, Abranila Das from the Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shibpur, developed an indigenous low-cost smartphone interfaced handheld potentiostat. Our next appreciation, Baswati Chakraborty from the Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shibpur, developed an affordable, sensitive and portable electric field mediated device towards label-free point-of-care disease diagnostics. Our next appreciation, Prakash Revatkar from the Birla Institute of Technology, Pilani, developed origami microfluidic microfuel cell for powering IoT node with cloud IoT platform. Our next appreciation, Gautam Prituraj from the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, developed a unipolar coil arrangement method for improving the coupling coefficient without ferrite material in wireless power transfer systems. Our next appreciation, Abhinav Gautam from the Indian Institute of Technology, Dhanbad, developed psychophysiological monitoring of a subject using optical respiration rate measurement system. Our next appreciation, Aryadeep Sen from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed position sensorless permanent magnet brushless DC motor drive for grid interactive and solar powered irrigation pump. Our next appreciation, Vijay Shankar Dwivedi from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, developed a new controlled surface oxyron for aircraft and a solar UAV equipped with it. Our next appreciation, Ankit Kumar Singh from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed a multifunctional disperse dice. Our next appreciation, Hardeep Singh from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed a metal organic framework functional smart textiles for environmental air purification, anti-odor and antimicrobial applications. Next appreciation, Shonak Roy from the Indian Institute of Technology, Mandi, developed a reusable MOS2 nanosheet modified antibacterial cotton fabric with solar light driven self disinfection property for repurposing of personal protective masks. Our next appreciation, Hema Garg from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, developed a smart polymer with human body temperature activation.